What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Angie Fox, Angela Goodman Foxworth, professionally known as Coach Angie Fox. I am here willing and ready, eager and excited to serve others. That's what I do. I am a certified life coach and a certified mental health coach. And I feel that it is my responsibility, my obligation, and it's even my pleasure to serve and help others overcome obstacles, overcome mental health issues, and live a full, whole, happy, and fulfilled life. As a certified mental health coach, I feel it is my obligation to help. I feel that it's my responsibility to serve. So I do so because it is my greatest passion to help others live. Because you see, I sit before you right now as a woman who is whole, who is free, healthy, and healed. But I wasn't always that way. No, my story began quite differently. You see, 17 years I lived my life trying to die. I suffered from severe depression, actually diagnosed as manic depressed, and suicidal mentality was what I ate every day. I didn't just think about committing suicide, I attempted suicide regularly, so many times that I can't even count. So when I say that I am certified to help others live, it is because my own experience, my journey for 17 years was trying to die. I believed every negative thought that entered my mind, every awful, bad thing that was said to me and about me, everything hurtful and bad that the enemy told me, I married it. Yeah, I believed every word, so much so that I began speaking it out of my own mouth. And if you don't know, let me just tell you that your words have creative power. They will produce life or they will produce death. And the words that I spoke out of my own mouth for 17 long years produced death, spiritual death. Emotionally, I died. Socially, I faked it. I lived behind a mask until ultimately physical death occurred. Wow, you're asking how? Well, in 2007, I ended my life. February 2007, I had had enough of feeling unloved with 5 young children that loved me unconditionally, by the way, a family that supported me and loved me unconditionally, parents, mother and father, who raised, nurtured me, and loved me through it all. And I still believed that I was unloved. So my mindset was so negative. The things that I declared out of my mouth were so toxic that ultimately I ended my life. So you may be asking, well, if you ended your life in 2007, how are you here now to tell us about it? Well, hey, I call it a miracle. I always say that I was resurrected from the dead. You see, the person that found me when I poisoned my body was a doctor. He was a doctor. He was able to ride in the ambulance with me to the hospital. And though I died en route to the hospital, and the EMT workers not only turned off the siren, but they called me dead. Everything had stopped, no heartbeat, no pulse, nothing. I was gone. The story goes that when they said I was dead, he said, not today. And he began working on me. And by the time they got to the hospital, I had a slight pulse. Now, from what the doctor that treated me in the hospital during that stay said to me, that this man saved my life and I was resurrected. I like to look at it as I was resurrected from the dead just to serve and help others to live. That's my journey now. So I became, I want to say aggressive. That makes sense. I became aggressive about helping others to live, but oh, not right away. You see, that was 2007. I didn't get delivered and change my mindset until 2012. 5 years later, I was still attempting suicide. Yeah, can you believe that? Even after being resurrected from the dead, I still didn't know how to live. I just existed thinking, oh, wow, I can't die and I can't live like this. What am I to do? So I joined a church, a ministry that started called a Live Praise and Worship Center, where I began to learn the Word of God, right? And how much God loved me until I began to believe it. So I began at that point in 2012, taking what I was learning about God and the Word of God and coupling it with what I was learning in counseling. Oh, yeah, I was in mandated counseling. So don't let anybody tell you that counseling is not necessary, because sometimes it is. And I learned tools to be able to counter and cope, right, with the depression that I was dealing with and the mindset that I had to remain destructive and suicidal. So I began coupling those tools with what I learned about the Word of God, put them together, and I began to apply them. Key word, apply them, until before you know it, I became stronger. Yeah, I began to transform my mindset from the negative to the positive. And I learned that I had power within, power to live indeed. So as I began to change the way that I was thinking, I began to change the words that were coming out of my mouth. Ultimately, my actions and my behavior changed. So I went from being suicidal and thinking negatively every day, all day, to loving myself, thinking positively, and behaving in such a way that I learned to live. Yeah. And as I learned to live, I realized that I had and have an obligation to help others to what? Live. But you know what else I realized? I realized during that time that I needed to be equipped to help others to live. It wasn't enough to just share my story. You see, from my journey, from my story, from suicide to deliverance, I wrote a book called From Suicide to God's Side. Yeah. And it chronicles my 17-year journey from being depressed to suicide to deliverance. So if you read to the end of the book, you hear the message, I got delivered, right? So I began to travel all over the country or the state, no, beyond the state of South Carolina. I began to travel and sharing my story. And it helped others. Those who heard my journey, who heard my story and realized that they could relate, heard how to get delivered. So they were helped. But that wasn't enough. So I knew that I needed more. I needed to do more than just share my story, the journey that I was on. So my journey then served as a catalyst, right, for me to be able to help others. I realized that. So in 2019, I was the founder and visionary of a women's empowerment organization called We Are One the Movement, where we minister to, I call it ministering because that's serving, but we empower women from all walks of life all around the globe to help them to overcome obstacles, whether they be fear or any other form of any other obstacle, or even any form of mental health issues. We help women and empower women to be able to overcome and live their best lives. And it helped many others. And that was good. But I realized still that I needed to do more. that wasn't enough. So I was blessed and fortunate, I call it, to be able to be the visionary for and co-owners of a platform called Empowerment Podcast Network, where I now have my own podcast network, where many others have a talk show to use their voice and all that they've overcome to help others all around the globe. And it helps. Yes, many have been empowered and impacted positively from the platform. And I said, okay, we're working with something here. But I realized still that that wasn't enough. So I started saying, okay, God, what else can I do? What more can I do to help serve others, even those that I may never meet face to face? So the growth continued. The journey began to be one of seeking ways to utilize my experience to serve and help others. And I realized that I needed to go to school. I needed to learn what I could and could not say, what I could and could not do to reach the masses, to help someone else who may be dealing with depression, suicidal mentalities, and any other form of mental health issues, diagnosed or undiagnosed. So as I enrolled in school, I was becoming a certified mental health coach and a certified life coach, right? So once I became certified, I realized that, okay, now I have an understanding that I did not have before, how to help, how to provide tools and coping mechanisms to others to help them to overcome depression, suicidal mentality, thoughts and ideals, and other forms of mental health issues, and to help them to live, because it's a process. It may not happen overnight, but if you go through the process, on the other side of where you are, it's a full, happy life, whole, free, and healthy. So once again, I was blessed and fortunate to be able to provide a program to serve and help others. It's called Breaking the Stigma of Suicide. It is an 8-week program designed to help others go through the process from understanding mental health and mental health issues all the way to overcoming obstacles and sustaining mental wellness. That's right. You can sign up for this 8-week sessions, and we will take you through the process step by step of helping you to heal and becoming whole, free, and delivered. After all, living whole and totally healed simply means that you function well physically, spiritually, socially, and even mentally. That's right. So that's where I come in. Coach Angie Fox, here to serve. Sign up today or any day. When you're ready, we have the tools. We offer coping mechanisms and all the necessary tools to help you go from where you are right now, dealing with mental health issues, to living life whole and free and sustaining mental wellness. That's right. You can contact me on any social media platform. Instagram, I am Angie Fox. Facebook, Angie Fox. YouTube, The Angie Fox Show. I'm even on TikTok as Angie Fox. You can email me today, theangiefoxshow@gmail.com. And you can even call me. That's right. You can reach me at 803-295-1001. And let me help you go from where you are right now, if you're dealing with mental health issues or need help with life coaching, and I'll take you through the process to sustaining mental wellness and what to do when life is lifing. Holler at your girl, Coach Angie Fox. I'm here to serve. It's my passion. It's what I do. Call me today. Help is available. Bless you.